As if California wasn't crazy enough, here are 5 insane new laws that were just enacted as of January 1st, 2023. Some of them are going to affect other states too. Number 1. California declared it is now a sanctuary state for transgender kids. This means that any child who gets to California from another state can receive transgender surgery. A parent will not legally be able to have their child returned to them. California may even offer free transportation for out-of-state children. It feels a lot like child trafficking, honestly. Police have been instructed to arrest any parents attempting to reclaim their children. These kids can't buy cigarettes or get a tattoo, but California allows them to make one of the most radical and permanent decisions out there. The reason kids can't buy alcohol is because they don't have fully formed brains. They don't have the experience either to understand the lasting implications of their actions. That is why it is usually younger people that drive drunk or commit crimes that give them long sentences. Older people realize how dumb they were as teenagers. I remember as a 14-year-old really wanting a PlayStation controller tattooed on my bicep. Nowadays, I almost never play video games. It's been that way for over a decade. People change over time due to events that happen to them, and also their biochemistry can become vastly different. Roughly every 7 years, you get an entirely new body. We are constantly shedding our skin like a snake both inside and out. Cells are constantly regenerating. This is of course seen in hair and fingernails, but few realize their brain and other organs are a regenerated product based on the food they consumed. The dirty secret about hormone replacement and trans surgery is that it's a lucrative business. The most expensive pills out there are for hormone replacement. After the surgery, a person needs a lifetime of aftercare and pills. It is estimated that each trans person's insurance will pay a hospital $4 million over the course of their lifetime. You can see why hospitals aren't interested in talking people out of it. Another huge problem is that the surgery ruins the ability of those born male to have sexual pleasure, and it is a constant chore along with doctor visits to maintain the surgery. All these things are glossed over or never explained at all, because the patient represents a check worth millions. Number 2. Doctors are now required to comply fully with COVID policies or lose their licenses. Anything deemed as medical misinformation will require disciplinary action from the board. This also extends to their social media posts. It's a crazy law because even Fauci changed his opinion several times on masks and who needs to be vaccinated, social distancing, etc. Opinions of doctors always vary, and there isn't exactly a concrete book to consult on what is or isn't medical misinformation. This law may even apply to nurses as well. Number 3. It was decided that ticketing people for jaywalking was racist, so it is no longer a crime. You can just walk around in the streets freely, I suppose. This also may be to stop police from arresting protesters who block traffic. It is a very popular form of protest for whatever reason to block cars in California. They block freeways, and citizens aren't legally allowed to remove them. The police take forever to clear them out, and do so after hours of warnings. It's all CYA legal stuff, unfortunately. I'm not sure what annoying other Californians in their cars accomplishes. They probably agree with the protesters anyway, so why punish them? Number 4. California gave a big win to the wallets of nurses. Nurses can now perform abortions without doctors. Maybe the state legislature thinks there is a shortage of doctors willing to perform abortions, but this is actually dangerous. This isn't a thing they advertise on the billboards because, again, financial motivation, but women can die from abortions. A mishandled abortion can cause horrific permanent problems for a woman. California also became a sanctuary state for abortions. State funds will be used to fly women from other states, get them a hotel room, and pay for their abortions. I wonder if these women understand they may have a much less qualified medical professional. There will almost certainly be a discrepancy in successful procedures between doctors and nurses. Most people know that a backroom alley abortion is dangerous when done by an amateur. The whole idea of legalizing abortion was that they would be done in a safe and controlled environment. Number 5. This last one is very strange. In an attempt to normalize sex work, loitering for prostitution will no longer be illegal. You can't legally prostitute yourself, but for some reason, police won't be able to make you leave a parking lot or street corner when you are attempting it. I guess they'll blend in with all the people legally allowed to live in tents and RVs on the side of the street. Is it really compassion as California senators contend to allow prostitution? Maybe making it illegal to live in tents on the street or whore yourself out would help these people long term. Don't give them the option to not work or register or pick vegetables in a field. Make it difficult to just do drugs all day and not contribute to society. When these people get sick or injured, the state is required to save them with taxpayer dollars. I am not against that concept, but shouldn't they be required to do their part as well? I'm from California, and I'm telling you to get out if you can. It's only going to get worse every year. The government is in an echo chamber, and they use legislation to seal off any potential outsiders from being elected. There will be no dissension allowed. This has created a cult-like environment where these type of crazy laws are enacted without challenge.